A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out Buffet too.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. Yeah, man. Get smile, man. Just before show starts, guys, this is the Overthinking Football Show. I'm your host, George Bukwena. This show is on every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. But because we're in AFCON, it's going to be every 7 p.m. While there are games at 7 p.m. so that I know we are all watching the game. But instead of doing traditional watch-alongs, we can also speak about some of the other topics that are here. In the world of African football and South African football. More specifically, if you look up here, and to the guys watching on the other platforms to my left-hand side, you will see that I have Themba Zwane there. Themba Zwane, 34-year-old Themba Zwane, who managed to score 2 goals last night in a game, man. In a game where we won 4-0 versus Namibia in an AFCON, guys. In an AFCON, we won 4-0. So if you do want to join, just know that those who are listening off of TikTok, if you want to add your voice to the show and join one of the panels that we discuss all of this stuff on, you have to be following me on TikTok. Join me while I'm live on TikTok. Then there's a button that says multi-guest. It's going to appear at the bottom of your screen. Click on it, request. I'll let you in, but I'll tell you when. Today we're going to have a Bafana celebration. Last time we had a Bafana Bafana a therapy session. We had Bafana Bafana therapy because Mali had done things to us. Now we're going out and we are doing things to other teams, which is a 4-0 win versus Namibia. Now, I'm going to start us off. I'm on record. I'm one of the harsh critics. I'm one of the guys that break down the game and criticize and tell Broos that he needs to do better and why didn't you choose this player? Why didn't you do that? Against Mali, we had a lot to say as to what we're going to change, what we're going to build, what he should do, how disappointed we were. But I also want to be on record to say that when we win, and we win in the fashion we won, I want to be on record as well saying that well done to Bafana Bafana. Now, Hugo Broos has also admitted that last night's game was not the South African football we love. Last night's game wasn't when they're so nice, bamnandi, they pass the ball, they move, they do all of these things. It was none of that. But what I took from the press conference that Hugo Broos gave was that one particular part where he said, I told the boys what they shouldn't be doing. He cut out the little extra things that we do in South African football that make us less effective. Last week versus Mali, we had an incredible first half. We were combining, we were moving, we were doing all these things. But can we truly say that we were dangerous? Second half came, they switched up and we didn't know how to play. This game, we came out versus the Namibia side that has beaten Tunisia. A Namibia side that showed that at least for 10, 15, 20 minutes, we can be the most dangerous team in the tournament. We can score, 2 goals in the final 10 minutes or 1 goal in the final 10 minutes in order to steal games. And they thought they were going to do that to us. But little did they know that the Bafana Bafana that played versus Mali wasn't the Bafana Bafana that played in this game versus Namibia. This Bafana Bafana was playing route 1 balls. This Bafana Bafana was quick on transition. This Bafana Bafana wasn't trying to play Percy in behind defenders. Percy was actually playing behind Themba Zwane on the left. We were far more effective when we needed to be. And where we need to be effective is moving forward. So I want to give them credit for that. Are there things that we could do better? Yes. Our defense was not the best defense you'd ever see in your life. They allowed a couple of chances that maybe could have been scored. Chances that maybe could have been taken in the first few minutes. They had about 3 chances from Isait Lagamudau, where they crossed the ball in between the goalkeeper and the defense. We also had a scare where Shalulile outmuscled Kekana and hit it wide. And maybe that showed a little bit little of the defensive frailties of the game that we had yesterday. But going forward, the speed, the precision, the intent. I think one thing I was missing from Bafana Bafana was intention in how we play. And that is often the problem that we have when we play beautiful football or we want beautiful football. We sacrifice everything else just to watch Ama 1-2, just to watch Abantu Bachiga and Paul. But that's not what happened in this game. Direct. Pesitau running in, Mahopa, I'm going to give him credit, made some runs that dragged the defense into different places to allow Abu Zwane to get as easy a goal as he did in his first goal. Pesitau, I'd also like to send a shout out to him because he redeemed himself. He missed the penalty last game. And I'm not going to lie, when Pesitau stood up and he said, I'm going to take that penalty. Yay, guys, I was breathing through the wind thinking, yes, that's Percy. Why would you do that to yourself? But he put it upon himself as one of the senior players, as one of the leaders in the team. Took it upon himself and he scored, right? So I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to come here and sit here and say that everything is okay and we shouldn't worry about Tunisia. But credit where credit is due. The criticism must be as loud as the applause, and that's what I want to do here. Just give Bafana their credit. Yes, we'll speak about the tactics and where maybe we might be lacking, but hi guys, can we smile? I saw during my live yesterday, people didn't even know what to do. I remember when we had scored the first goal, I thought to myself, do I celebrate? Do I get happy? Do I hype myself up? Only for them to disappoint me? Do I sit down? But a 2-0 and I was still like, hi man, man, in the back of my mind, that keeps saying, no man, don't get excited, man. Don't get excited, fella. Ingachi galento bati 3-2. Bati 3, bati 4. And I think what was incredible again in that game was that the other part that we failed to realize is, guys, we played at that pace for 90 minutes. We played at that pace for the full game. I'm one person who said that Pesitau is somebody who can't finish games. And not Pesitau, Utembazwane is not a person who can finish games. But the way that they played and fought, were fighting in the last few minutes of that game before they came off. We were playing at that pace the whole time and shows you that they wanted it. And lastly, before I open up for other people to come in so we can speak about this Bafana Bafana team and what we saw, I want to give credit to Hugo Broos. I think as a nation, we take for granted the job that he's done. I've come here a few times and I've said that Bafana Bafana may not be playing the most incredible football, but they were getting the results. We qualified for AFCON. We went there. Now we're in the AFCON. And I think the one thing that I give him the most credit for, whether it was media, whether it was his own team, whether they sat down and introspected, what I will tell you is that dropping Siana Kulu was a very big decision. Dropping him, and I know all of us wanted him out and we wanted Sundowns to be all together, but dropping him was a very big decision. This is one of the guys that have been with Hugo Broos from the beginning. This is one of the guys that sit a lot of the time with Hugo Broos when they call for Bafana Bafana players to sit with him when they're in the press conferences. So for him to drop him and for him to realize that maybe we need an out-and-out winger like Umurena to come in so that we can have some of that direct threat when playing on the wing. I think we have to give him credit. And it's not a guy that we give credit all the time. When he arrived, he said, I'm not going to pick up Otembazwane. They're older players. What am I going to do with these older players? And he changed his mind and he brought them in. And now here we stand again, where he saw something that I complain about a lot, where our coaches see things that are going wrong and then refuse to change them. He showed that, guys, it's a tournament. We need to win. So maybe some big sacrifices are needed as we move along. So I'm going to give Hugo Broos credit. I'm going to say well done to Bafana Bafana. We are now, 3 points in the group. We're going into the game versus Tunisia. Tunisia is going to be a tough game on Wednesday. They're going to come out guns blazing, swinging, because they do need a result. They really do need a result from that game, having lost to Namibia and drawn versus Mali. So let's see what they can do. But for now, let's celebrate, guys. Chabulani, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, I'm going to open up, guys. Remember, you have to be following me in order to join the show. On TikTok, you have to be following me. And then I'm going to open it now. Bottom of your screen, there's a button that says multi-guest. Click on the multi-guest button, request, and I'll let you in. What I'm going to try to do is let as many voices in as I can. Remember again that you have to be following me in order to jump in, So let me see who's here. Guys, feel free. Anybody can jump in. I don't want you guys to feel as though there are people who are always in. Everybody can jump in. Agent, my brother, how are you?
No, we know them. You know them. Let Bafana lose. You'll see them, but it's fine. It's fine. You know them. Like you're saying, let's celebrate.
No, man. we were bleak. Monday 7 o'clock last week, we were bleak, man. We were bleak, we were sad, we were complaining, we were venting, we were going off. It was a therapy session. Man, now we win, man.
Yeah, hey, they reminded of a certain team at a certain village that I won't mention, eh? Therapy sessions. That's not our things at a certain club, man, eh? We don't know those things. You know, this is the feeling that we know, eh? You see this feeling? This is the feeling that we know. But but otherwise, how are you, man?
No, I'm good. I'm happy, man. I slept like a baby last night.
Yeah, that's how it feels to be a supporter of a certain team, eh? But you're not there. But onto the game, and I think is it Lux? I think let me take Lux on the panel. Majita, no, we know the US sports where I beat them, so we'll go straight on the game. I think I'll start from the back for me, because I think sometimes in life you just have to stick to basics, you know, like when things go bad, go back to basics, you know, you'll never go wrong with basics, you know. I think that's what Williams did. He went back to the basics. He was putting passes where he needs to, but most of the times he was pinning those balls up, you know. And I don't think I remember a moment where he misplaced the pass, or that moment where he said, you know, or that moment where he invited pressure onto himself so that he can trade an overload in the midfield. I didn't see that, you know, so I'm happy that he went to the basics and it worked, you know. So I think he did good, and he was able to cut the crosses in. You know, he's very good at cutting the crosses, and he's a good shot stopper, you know. So I think that ability of him was shown through, you know. So I have no complaints about him. Okay. And then Umodau, I think Umodau, he reminds me of Wan-Bissaka, you know. The guys who like to tackle, you know. So what they do is they tend to give an attacker space so that they can put the finger in and do a scoop kind of a tackle, you know. And that's a bad thing, because you are allowing those guys to put in crosses because you're not closing them up, you know. If you look at Mutiba really puts in a challenge, you know. Why? Because he closes the attackers, you know. And while on that side, Omorena, I would have expected that, because he knows the role that Omotau is playing, I would have expected a bit more help from him, you know. Even though he played well, I felt like he could have supported Umodau better, because you could see that Umodau was struggling with that side, with the hold to that side, you know. So I think that's one thing that we need to look at. And then centre back pairing, I think Mvala did well. Dren Kekana was okay, besides that one challenge where he was outmuscled by Shalile, even though it was offside. But I'm wondering, I think maybe the guys will help me on this one, you know. Is Kekana and Vala same-footed, you know, or they have different foots, you know? Because looked to me like, you know, they were struggling there, you know, because they wanted to open up the body, all of them, you know. So it was very interesting. And Umudio played well as always. Sitole and Mukwena, for me, is the same player. But then again, what is the alternative to Isitol on the bench? You don't have, you know. But for me, Isitol and Mokoena is the same player, and I think one tactic that Hugo Broos did was Mokoena played a bit higher up because he saw that Hanamu was moving forward, was overlapping, so he made Omokwena to be up on the pitch so that whenever Hanamu overlaps, he tucks into that space. He doesn't necessarily follow him there to Omotau and they twin up on him. So I think it was a risky strategy that worked, but okay, cool, you know. And then Ozwani was Ozwani, obviously. I'll leave the guys to talk about Ozwani, you know. I think I've run out of superlatives to describe Ozwani, you know. And then Tau, maybe Tau works better with Umudiba than Omotau. You know, because it looks like Otau wants to run up on the wing, you know, when he's playing on that side of Omotau, but Omotau also needs to go there. So sometimes they find themselves in the same position, you know. So because Umudiba tucks in, because Umudiba tucks in there and creates an overload in the midfield, he's more of a midfielder than a winger, a fullback, you know, who crosses. So I think that gave Otau the freedom that he enjoyed there, you know, and it helped also that he was playing off Ozwan, you know, and the main man, Omar Hopa, you know, we played good football for him, you know, that one route one football, javelin football, whatever you call it. It was able because he was able to head down the balls and throw them off to Ozwan and stuff. I think that is the football that works for him, and is the football that I loved we could play so that Omar Koba can be effective, you know, because I think we need his aerial presence, you know. So I think we played football to suit him, you know, and it's not a bad thing sometimes. Obviously, the players that most of them that are playing, they know how to play tiki-taka, you know. But when you have a focal point as Omar Koba is not comfortable on the ball, sometimes it's best to play to that one player's ability so that the whole team can feel comfortable. I think that's one thing that Ubru's did. So yeah, good performance by the boys.
Let me bring it to Sux. Sux, how are you?
How's it go?
No, I'm good. Tell me. Bafana win, man, 4-0, man. What do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, no, it's a relief. It doesn't call for us to be happy and think that we are there. We are not there. Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that I personally saw on the game. Yeah, even though we won like convincingly so, but overall, I'm relieved, but I'm not convinced yet. Not convinced yet because of the type of opponent we were facing against. Because Namibia, you know, they won against Tunisia. It was a lucky win. If one watched that game, because Tunisia was all over Namibia. It was one of those lucky wins in Namibia. But we cannot measure ourselves with in Namibian, because once we do that, like we're committing an error of what happened against Mali. Because we can't shy away that Namibia is the weakest team in our group. And we had to win even by more goals than what we won with yesterday. Yeah, and then one thing that I need to say is that our complaints last week, because I think we had a chat with you last week. I had an opportunity to talk to you after the game. Where it was difficult because we cited issues of spending too much time on the ball at the back, of which it's something that changed this time around. They spent less time, they were more like direct. But what I'm thinking is that Hugo Broos, after that loss gave him a license to go back to his own default settings. This is the football that he came up with. He doesn't play like this nice football that we see. It's just because Bafana Bafana is dominated by Sundowns players. Here and there, you'll see a little bit of tiki-taki in there and there, because you can't take that out of them. They are used to that thing. But according to Hugo Broos, I think the root one thing it will work against Namibia, but once we face guys that are tall, that depend on height, we're going to struggle. Hence, I thought yesterday maybe he'll pull out our main striker, the target guy.
Oh, Mahopa.
And then, pull out Mahopa after, because already we are 3-0 up before halftime. After halftime, bring on maybe Lepasa, and then let's see how he handles them with their pace, because we need those guys to play, because we can't rely on one person going to the next games. Because one thing for sure, Mahopa will struggle against Tunisia area. Yeah. He might have dominated Namibia, but rest assured against Tunisia, he will struggle. So what alternative do we have? Why didn't we give other guys a run? Because putting on Lepasa towards the end of the game, it's for me, it wasn't. You should have brought him alien. And again, I have a problem with like how late this coach does his substitutions. Because it's like, even on the last game, he waits for the score is 1-0. It was second half. And then when it goes to 2-0, then he starts panicking, bring on change, and it's too late by then. Yeah, so I think he missed a chance of giving the other guys, more especially in the second half, a real run yesterday. Although he put on the young Adams from Stellenbosch, of which I saw some good things on the boy. That's even who's that guy? Mayambela. Yeah, I should have brought him in. Why didn't he substitute maybe after 60 minutes? Put on those guys, because already the score is 3-0. And Namibia, they were out after that goal. So I think we missed a few things, but let's hope for the best. But hey, yeah, the match against Tunisia, because I'm still having the trauma in Mali, even though we won.
Hey, PTSD, that's bulala, man.
No, the trauma is still there. Yeah, but let's hope if they can win against Tunisia, because we have a chance to win that game.
Okay.
Because one thing for sure, Tunisia will come at us. So we need to plan along those routes, that if those guys first kick, they'll be all over Bafana Bafana. So what do we do to counter those things? I think our backline will play a most important role coming to the next game. And then do we go for Mahopa against Tunisia, because it will be an open game, or do we go for someone with pace, or maybe the guys that came in second half? Who's the Sundowns guys?
In the second half, who came in? Masego.
Yeah, Maseko, and is he the one that scored the fourth goal?
Yeah.
No, I think maybe we can put, if he goes for pace up front, maybe one or two people up front with pace. I wish we had. I wish. I'm not a Kaizer Chiefs fan, but if we had that, who's that guy from Stellenbosch that plays?
Dupree.
Yeah, Dupree. We need someone like Dupree who's going to pry on a counter attack there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Lupasa can provide that for us, but I think if we can put a trust on someone that can, like, with a lot of pace, then we can be able to crush Tunisia. We apply the same template like Namibia applied against Tunisia, then we can repeat. Those are my...
I'm gonna come back. I have some questions for you guys. Tolani, man, ngathi Tolani asifuna ukucelebrate man. Angazi man.
Hey, Mr. Oti, about into mangayijwayele kuba kanje. Like, people are not used to winning, so they're so used to ama team abo aba disappoint abethatha ama league and then ended up drawing or losing a game. But ngibingelele kuyi panel, ngibingelele nalapho kuma comment section, Mr. Oti.
Tolani, still with me? Yeah, ngiyakuzwa.
Yes, Oti. Oh, okay, Mekai. Yeah, I came izolo when Mr. Uti. It was a good game. And we need to give credit when it's true. Bruce, I think it was the first time that I saw Bruce putting our national team first before his ego. Because since I figure Bruce, it's his ego first and then ulandele nation. Because all in all, vesemakemini amaningi, he wanted to prove the point ukuthi uXulu is fit to play.
Yeah.
Who's this guy from Kukuni?
Oh, Moby.
Nico Moby. Nah, he can play with Bafana Bafana. But Izolo, he just did the right thing. Yeah, Moby, yes. But Izolo, he did the right thing. First, was some players are right, my position are right. And none of which when Mr. Otis khuluma ngabadlali abangekho kwi-tournament. Asikubeke eceleni lokho chance. We can only comment ngama-players are available kwi-AFCON okwamanje. Ngeke sikwazi ukukhuluma ngabantu abashiyo. Yabo, so I think Izolo Bruce selected the best players available kwi-AFCON. And question we asked, like first 10 minutes we were under pressure.
Yeah.
On our right hand side. They were finding a joy lapha exciting lakamdawu. And questions were asked and Bruce was able to answer. He opted to pin down Uhamu Namong with Utapelo Moran because Uhamu Namong was overlapping. And then he must stay there as a corner. And whenever Grant Solipola, ubezolichombisa liye direct kumkwena. So all in all, first lineup be right. Nanokuthi sometimes Bruce should have maybe taken a young star. Utapelo Maseki is a young star. He's 19 years old and he's scoring goals. I think that's the best young stars I think outside Utapelo and this guy from Stellenbosch. Yeah, so we can't take our players out for just for experience. I think everything went well Izolo. Except for his cards adlale sona Utapelo Moren. I think he should have taken him out ngabo 70 minutes or so.
Okay. Kolani, I'm gonna come back. Kuba. Mara Kuba, why batho ba sa thabe, man? Nah, I'm hearing people breaking down the game. I'm not hearing any joy, man. Joy nyana.
I get most of the teams that played for the Bafana are from Marabastad, the 57, club players. So yeah, man, if it was maybe from a village or from, what is this one, ghost town, they were gonna be ecstatic. But you know how your people are, man. You know what you wanna know, man.
How did you see this game?
Bruh, I've never smiled like this. Okay, yeah, in a long while, especially coming from Bafana. Ne? How many times has Bafana played beautiful football, like totally outplaying the opponent, but ending up with a lose? You know what I mean? So I think this time it's our turn, because this is what happens in Africa. They don't have time for all your tricks, for all your pizzazz and whatnot on the field. One thing that is needed is goals. I mean, like regarding Happily goal difference, which will be a factor because of teams like Tunisia definitely need to win and they'll be playing against us. So even if they score like a great score line, it wouldn't negatively affect us that much because we protected ourselves regarding that, man. So, a lot of people, based on the quality that we have and our advantage being that we've got a majority players from the same club and the club that is dominating not only in PSL but also in CAF. They knew Bafana will also be one of the favorites, and yesterday we showed why that people shouldn't actually underestimate us. And I'm glad to see the team talk early in Gizizikota worked, because wow, we saw a different Bafana last night.
Mara
And
Zizi
also,
got out there, guys. No long balls. No long balls. Play your football. Bafana yatsa sharply long ball.
I grow no 10 seconds in you don't know the entire, how to tell me you only got the highlights, the crux of it, ne? And also Hugo Broos, I suspect that he listens to our show, ne? Because I was surprised to look at the starting lineup. I'm like, yeah, agent said this, Musa, yeah, George said this. What has changed? It's like he's listening to us. And because I've never been a fan of him, but he's always proving me wrong. I'm man enough to admit that. Ne? So now I'm trying to figure and it's not about tribalism, aka clubism type of things here. Ne? I'm starting to suspect, like, is Hugo Broos really good, or is that finally he's using Sundowns player the way they should be used, or Sundowns player are just taking lead and just being themselves? That's my question for this one, and I would like to think, Corinne, it's the latter, because I'm not a fan of Hugo Broos. That's the thing, Wawan. So yeah, man, it was so nice to see us in control, not panicking. Although even got the first half, we were not panicking, but we lost, and I still think that despite Mali having all those superstars, well, for lack of a better word, I think we still had quality, and we really can compete with this. Ne? Like, also, a lot of people unhappy because of, besides the clubism thing, Bafana, man. Bafana is an emotional roller coaster, man. So now we'll be celebrating, as we should, but we also wary because we know our boys. The next thing, especially playing against the Tunisia side that we were told to be scared of, they might show us something, and hoping you're going to the Govela Tsabuthio, I want just so that we hold our breath so we can win. But man, I'm not gonna nitpick because a lot of people are gonna talk about the strategies and they play and stuff. All I'm saying is that we won, we should be happy. We're number 2 in terms of like the highest scored core record in CAF. And yeah, man, that's all I'm saying. Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna be back. Malume Kuto, to a fan of Hugo Broos. Malume Kuto, welcome to the show, my brother. Tell me, now it gets even, man. It feels like, that clip where the kid gets a present and it's like it's a white Mercedes Benz and they go, no, not give us the Benz, a black man. Mommy and daddy, you hate me. Isn't that what's happening here? Why aren't we happy with this win?
No, I think we are happy, Mr. Oti. We just kind of king. Ronald trauma as a country. We've suffered too many heartbreaks. Some people, they cheat on their partners, and you ask them, this lady, she cooks for you in Tentoni. About no, she's using me for my money. How rush I'm chatting 7,000, and you ask her how? What money? What do you mean she's using me for your money? It's because of past experience. This person has been used before for their money. Yes, 7,000, but in the past there was an ex-girlfriend who used to chow that entire 7,000 and ask you to go to Mashonis on top of that. You understand? So we have trauma as a country. We've danced before. Talk about celebration. We've danced in the corner. Rashapa,
All 4 corners.
1, 2, poke. I'll do the pocket dance. Only to find Uchi as qualifier. You understand? So it's tough, Mr. Oti, being South African. In as much as me, I'm a Bros fan, I'm always positive. I understand when people don't celebrate. You understand? So, Oksaba play too much. They are just trying to protect their hearts from heartbreak. It's nothing personal, but it's very deep to say, when I can't disappoint. It's like also another example, baby mamas will tell you, or if baby daddy is not involved, Jalo. When baby daddy comes, they just tell their child, my child, don't get your hopes up high. Fucking disappear again. And Vele Baby Daddy disappears, comes back after 2 years, got his sweetie, disappears again, until even the baby himself is like, Kiyo Papa. He will get. So that's where we are. But we love Bafana Bafana. We are happy deep inside. Rekata kari excuse, but what I love, you know, sometimes melu vume more wrong. Melu vume. And Hugo Broos, he's a cheeky character. He was basically saying, Kilifile kayetsa the way le batlang ka teng. Aya sebetsa le bone. Too long and let me do my work. If you listen to the statement where he says it with a smile to say, we didn't pay the South African way. Basically saying how the South African way are and my way gives you a 4-0 victory. Understand? So for someone to say Sundowns is taking control, guys, we know Sundowns wants to pass the ball around. And what did we do wrong last game? We overpassed it. And I did say, Witty, guys, we really can't say this is Hugo Broos football. We want to pump it longer, Hugo Broos. We know him. We know why he has faith in Makopa and Lepas. We know why he does not prefer Abu Reinas, Abu whoever, and why Pesitao, who was once a top striker in this country, has never played as a top man under Hugo Broos, even though Abu captaincy. He prefers him out on the wing. The striking position is reserved for the big boys. You understand? And what yesterday also, you know, we all have an idea of what will work. There's one idea that I think the entire nation and everyone alike shared with you. This plan will work one day. And it did work. Tapelo said, bring him in second half and he'll run the opposition out. He almost scored more than one goal. We've all said in him. And in terms guys, like Ukolane was alluding to it, Tapelo Gintohana. So he can take scoring and starting on the bench again. He's a young boy. We don't need to pressure him. What we look at when we see Abu Kana King, who's this Stasa Pirate, Abu Mufuking, Abu Shabalala, Abu Campbell. Maseko is part of that crew. It's just he has improved the way he plays. It does not even show Witty in Doana. But at the end of the day, he's a young man. And I think of all the players, he might get a contract himself of going overseas. You understand? So I'm very happy. But now I have to be South African and say I'm worried. I feel left back. I need a defender at left back. I need a defender. Umudiba is... Yeah, he's good, but I would prefer Umashego over Umudiba when we are going to war. Or even better, if when it's crunch time, I mean, personally, I would drop Tapelo Morena, put him at right back, and take Umutao and say, go and play left back. Let's see what comes out. When it's time to fight.
Moby, we say Moby.
No, Moby has a role, a serious role. Playing a serious role. Like I said, Kanakimang Root Crawl believed in pitch shirts, but Ulona, Kanakimang Hugo Broos believes in Nokumobi. That's his lucky charm. Umobi is not there to play. But Hugo Broos don't give you your lucky charm.
Kiss Panda. Or removing his
Panda. Sminya. It's a understand. So never mind, Moby is there on the bench, he's satisfied. But Mina, I would definitely switch Umutau and put him at left back. And see which can I use Umurena at right back. So that, especially going in against a team like Tunisia. I'm an Umudiba soft man. Umudiba casual, but casual. He makes me nervous at times. Can I really take him to war? Yenumnandi, uyaliphasa, but ish,
Okay.
hi man, during fight time. And also, one more point, Mr. OT. Ustole, no Mukwena. I think clever teams will target them.
Yeah.
Going into Tunisia, I can tell you now, Witty, Tunisia will try get one of them yellow carded within the first 10 minutes. Those guys, Bayakapa, and sometimes Baba careless. You understand? They overdo it, and the Ustole must slow down a bit because yeah, umsebenzi wakhe vele is to foul people during attack, break attacks. So we can't have him walking ka yellow card, akapa unnecessary. Yes, send a message, but don't make it too obvious. Ela mashita shayista too, Mr. Uti, I'm worried.
No, kya khutla. Let me bring in Master Icon. Master Icon, how are you, my brother?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, Master Icon. Mina, Yazi, I'm still not finding people that are very happy, man. I'm still not finding people that are just overjoyed at a 4-0 scoreline. Tell me, how did you see this game?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to congratulate Bafana, man. I think coming from a lose, I think the Mali game, they thought they were gonna win it, but it didn't go well. And last game, they put some effort there. But I'm part of the people that are complaining, you know. For example, man, I feel like in terms of the Namibian game, like to be honest, for example, there's about 4 or 5 crosses that went inside the 18 area. That could have caused us trouble if we were to play with a team that's dangerous in terms of strikers. We had balls that they had to defend already, and when they have to clear the ball now, it's a problem. So yeah, if we found a team that had good strikers, imagine if we were to play with Nigeria, and you'd find those schoolboy mistakes while Osimhen is in the 18 area, we were gonna get punished and a lot. And yeah, another thing is the introduction of Tapelo Morena. Yeah, he was good. I think his introduction had a huge impact, and yeah, he was there. He was in the wing. You'd find him again in the center. The football, like that Ntonele, like, was there actually. He was one person that I saw was playing for the badge yesterday and for the country. But we should not overlook the fact that we still lack in there. Yesterday they were trying to play the wingers. Let Pesitau try to run while Zwane drops a bit so that he can get in, and Morena was all over there. But yeah, one thing I didn't like is that we have the striker we don't utilize. Makopa was playing as a false 9 yesterday, fetching the ball, going the ball, passing the ball to the side so that the wingers can create. And you're gonna find teams that have good fullbacks. What do we do in that instance? Because we can't play the cross balls, or we can't play rather the wing football. We're supposed to play inside, create chances, feed our striker to score. And yeah, that's one thing that we should look at. The substitutions, I'd like to just dwell a bit on that. Feel like Monaro should have been introduced earlier. When we came from halftime, ne? I think after 10 minutes or so, he should have he should have introduced Bobo Monare, so because if we are to qualify to the round of 16, we need to have at least we need to have a variety of players we can rely on. We shouldn't just rely on yeah. I think when one of the members in the panel stated that we shouldn't rely on certain players. We need to give a chance for the others to prove themselves. For example, Lepasa has not really gotten the proper game time. He always gets in where there's a little time remaining, and we can't see what he's actually capable of. And yeah, he can score, but yeah. And I'd like to also there's a point that I didn't hear here. Ronan Williams. I'd like to actually give a shout out to him, and like he knew when to mark Shalulile and how to mark Shalulile. If you look very careful there, ne, he knew how to place himself. He knows that every Namibian ball that goes inside the 18 area, it will check out Shalulile. There's a time where the guy, I think it was, I'm not sure, I think it was number 10 or something. He got in the 18 area. And pale ne bulegile. There was a gap where he could have actually used either his left to score or his right to score in the near post. But him passing the ball to Shalulile while Ronan was actually looking at Shalulile I saw that they were relying too much on Shalulile, and Ronan, when he knew where to go and when to go. There was a ball that he intercepted from Shalulile when he was where Mama Islands thing. I was like, okay, yeah, he knows that they're always looking for the Springbok now. They're always looking for Shasha and Kavilo Momaka. But I don't think we should get excited. Yeah, they won. But from me, I can say, they found a Namibian team that was wrecked, and we need to fix a few things, and the midfield too. Yeah, and another thing, that thing, utilizing Zwane and Pesitao in the same space. They were literally playing the same line. We need to figure out how one can play there so that we can actually have both of them to actually kill the game as early as possible. I think in the Tunisian game, if we score about 2-3 goals again in that first 40 minutes, coming in second half, they'll be scared that we can do more, and that's when we can actually kill the game. But yeah, congratulations to them.
Okay. Guys, for this next round, I need you guys to be a little bit quicker with the answers. Agent, I want to, I've listened to everybody speak, and if there's one thing that I'm hearing generally from South Africans is that we want our football. Whether our football is winning, whether our football is not, we want our football. I know I've asked this before, but I want to ask this one more time. Is South Africa ready to win ugly? And how much do we not recognize that there's still value in these type of wins? Because for me, it feels like we're throwing a line to say that, hey guys, if it's not beautiful, we don't want it.
I want to give you 2 examples to answer your question, but let me say this free of charge. I won't charge people for this, just free of charge. The thing is, you see these people from a certain township, they want hard tacklers, man. No, sometimes you have to be gentle, man. Mark the space, How many times do you see a cross from Diba's side? What he does is he closes the space and he marks the space. He doesn't mark the man, Hence, it's very right to see a cross from your side or being dribbled with this casualness. Like he's casual, Van Dijk kind of style. You never see Van Dijk tackling and all those, but he's still regarded as one of the best defenders. So, free of charge, super twins, sometimes you do that. But to your question, I think one, there was a certain coach almost won the league, got dropped, got fired because he didn't win it, because people didn't like his style of play. 2, there's a certain coach now has won 3 trophies in the past 2 years, and for some weird reason he's under pressure, and he's number 3 in the league. Why? Because we like good football. I don't know. And I think it's what I asked you yesterday. Maybe sometimes you have to go to football 101. What is football and what is the goal? The goal is to score and to prevent the other team from scoring. How you do that shouldn't matter. That's not football. Football says score and prevent the other team from scoring. That's it. How you do it shouldn't even matter. So, but I think we're not ready for that conversation, and I think we want tactics, transitions, and what, but it's fine,
And we even have transition and what. Sometimes I don't even understand what they're saying. I say, hey, these guys are talk serious stuff. I mean, just win the game, guys.
Exactly, man. Just win the game, But I think so, because the biggest fan bases are the ones who are leading the chant. I'm not surprised by that, because they are the leaders and the most supported. So yeah, but
will there come a time? Will there come a time maybe where South Africans realize, or will it take Hugo Broos winning an AFCON, if it were to happen, for us to go, guys, maybe some days the helicopter must come out. Maybe some days you must go to the airstrip and ride a helicopter. Maybe some days you put it on the ground, depending on the opposition.
No, it won't happen. Hey, I think the only way people will convinced by Bruce is if he walks naked. Maybe. I think people want to see an old man's genitalia, white man's genitalia. So it won't happen, man. Like, guys, when was the last time we went to an AFCON qualifying? Not by the window. Not how did we get in there? Not by the back door, like a star that some team won, but it's fine. A star is a star. But so, and we are on the right track to qualify for World Cup. We almost qualified last year. So people, man, just want good football. They want dance,
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay. Then we're going to look. Same question to you. Will us the South Africans ever just appreciate that sometimes, man, the helicopter kumele liphume. Sometimes you must hit the helicopter, sometimes it's how to win. Or are we always going to be crying for this beautiful football that we speak about all the time?
Yeah, you know what's the problem with us as South Africans? Is like I'll speak for all South African teams. Speak of Zambia, Mozambique, because we are not genetically we are not that big. Yeah, so we need to master the ground football, more especially to overcome in Africa. You have to overcome the West Africans and the North Africans. So you guaranteed you can play your helicopter football against Tunisia, will lose. That one I can guarantee you. Our play is on the ground. You see, yeah. That's
But
how.
isn't it good to have a plan B? Isn't it good to have a plan B?
No, helicopter football can work against like our neighboring countries, but when you go Western and North African teams, we will lose. I'm telling you. You watch an example. Let's check Sundowns and Pirates, even Kaizer Chiefs. When they reached the finals of the Champions League, how were they playing? You put it on a carpet. That's where your strength is. If you go up, you lose, guaranteed. Yeah. So we are kind of forced as South Africans to play that we consider it nicely, but it's not in our case, it's not nice football. It's what we rely on to win. You see? Yeah. That's our strength, you see.
Okay. I hear. I'm gonna rush you guys. Sorry, just for we can get the second guys. The last point there, Shucks.
Okay, now I was saying it's not by choice with us. Helicopter will not do for us. Yeah, Kosafa Cup, maybe it will work there, but in AFCON it won't.
Okay. Let me go to Tolani. We've had this conversation before, but I just wanna find out because Ngiboni Zolo, where a lot of people were speaking about how this football is not the football that we expect from South Africa. Are we valuing beautiful football over the win?
I think, Mr. Oti, we value win over beautiful football. I'll tell you why. You remember isikhathi saMiddendorf sakukoti piano. Uyawukhumbula umsindo? Uyawukhumbula umsindo usitshela ngoMiddendorf. Middendorf was playing the helicopter football, and you guys were always in our case. Ukuthi uyishilo futhi lento groupini. Ukuthi we were asked questions ukuthi are we going to be able to stop the yellow train, the black and gold train? So it's only a matter of our fans. If Chiefs could sort their things out and dominate like Sundowns, I promise you, Mr. Oti.
Mario was fired. He was fired. The Abo Mtaung were angry. The fans were angry. When you speak to Chiefs fans right now, Maunga Babuza, I can ask now in the comments, guys, do you miss Middendorp? Would you want Middendorp back? Most of them will say no.
No, Mr. Oti, you will be asking the wrong question. Ask them if do they miss the feeling. Ask them bayikhumbula their feeling le. Because what matters kuma fans the most is a win. Nokuthi team izothatha league. Unfortunately for them, akwenzekelanga lokho.
Ufuna
But I
ukubona
promise you, Mr.
ama-comments,
Uthi,
ufuna ukubona ama-comments, like
ikanjalo,
ama-comments
Mr. Uthi.
ayangena. Ufuna ukubona ama-comments kukubonise ukuthi hayi ubile ndobe.
Mr. Uthi,
Hey.
lalela, nah. It because they lost on the last day. It's because they lost. They were not complaining during the season
Mara-
until kufike the Lord Kambala, the great.
Mara Kola ngizongitshela ukuthi labo bantu watch the team finish second. He's still the best finisher. Let's say even now he's still the best finishing coach in the past 7-8 years versus you guys. And a lot of Chiefs fans will have Zwane over him.
Okay, Mr. Osi, maybe I should ask this question like this. Aqale nini ama-comment about ibhola laMiddendorf? When did it started? Ama-complaints ukuthi this guy is playing pub football. And then ayengekho all along until badlala neBaroka. Like ngempela Mr. Osi, like ngempela like please help me out here. Aqale nini ngempela ama-comment? Awuthi ngibuza wena Mr. Osi.
I think
Because
that's
after-
I think the point I'm trying to make is that Middendorf finished second. Coach after him finished 8th, even though coach after him finished 8th, even though he took us to a quarterfinal. Nah, we don't speak about him a lot. After Zwani finished 5th, if I'm not mistaken, and then Tseki had his time in the sun, he wasn't doing well. But if you were to ask Chiefs fans right now, with the knowledge of all of the results, whether he last day, whether he 10th day, 15th day, when you ask them the results and you say, can we rank the coaches? I bet you there's very few who would put Middendorf up there with the knowledge that he lost it on the last day. Losing it on the last day, is devastating. But then what day did he lose it on? When did Kevin Hunt lose it on? When did Stuart Baxter when he came back lose it on? When did Mlifenseki lose it on? So if we're still saying that by virtue of a man losing it on the final day, that's worse than a person finishing 5th. Alright, guys.
Yeah, but your question, Mr. Otsi, was are people willing to sacrifice a win over a beautiful football?
Now
So this one, ngitshela ukuthi
Now Gusiakala Bruce.
people were Bruce hasn't been winning until izolo. And sikhale ngama-selections, Mr. Oti. Sikhale ngama-selections akhe kokuqala, yabo. So mfethu, like ama-commented Chiefs fethu are based on ama-emotions ukuthi we almost won the league, yabo, ekugcineni, and we gave it to Sundowns. So no positive comment will come from that. So Mr. Oti,
Okay.
I'll tell you, yabo nje izolo people it's cool, Mr. Oti.
No, carry on. Finish your point. No. Bengak stop.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I lost my train of thought, Mr. Oti. But anyway, thank for the question.
Okay, don't stress, Colin. Master Icon, are we ready to win with ugly football? Because I'm hearing people say a lot about yesterday's win. Are we as South Africans ready maybe to play these type of games or to play a different type of game and maybe win that way?
I think we appreciate a win over the style of football, or rather over the culture. Cause just look at yesterday's games. Yeah. So a lot of people were but I feel like it's important to look at how we play, to develop that culture and to make sure that our style of play is contained. Because I'd just like to make a few examples with our PSL clubs. You saw how Sundowns took time to actually build what's theirs. They have that style of play that now you can be able to identify them. Even in the national team, you can say that, okay, these are Sundowns players. Then look at the two neighboring teams there, Naturena, and yeah, you can see that we appreciate that thing of, okay, we won sharp. We more focused on getting the results we need rather than actually developing something that's going to help us in the long term. One of the members in the panel made an example about the person who won 2-3 clubs in a space of 2 years. And this actually takes me back to my team, Pirates. We don't want to give the coach that platform to say, explore, do what you need to do so that we can actually have that culture. Right now, we want wins. We're focusing on, okay, sharp, we won the game, we won the league. But if you check, how do you identify us? How can you say that, okay, sharp, ke Pirates e dlalang or ke Chiefs e dlalang? So yeah, we just wait for the result. We actually need result, and we're not patient for that. Re di batla no. For example, yeah, Bros took us to AFCON. I think it's the first time we qualified in about 3 or 4 years or something. Because I checked there, hey, it's been long since we played AFCON. World Cup at Bowie. The last time we played World Cup was because we were the hosts. If it wasn't for that, I don't think we would have been dead. And we had good players by then. And I remember the navigator. We had Boyeye, Boshaba, we had Bukila. We had good players by then. But do we actually create a culture that we're gonna say that, okay, sharp, can you identify us by that? Spain is tiki taka. That was inherited by Barcelona in a long run. Then Barcelona is known for the style of play. What do we have? And let us not say Kasi football is the style of football we want to play, because we see that at this point we need that style of football that's going to actually create result, but not just excitement. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Buster Icon. Guys, look, for me, how I view it is very simple. I think sometimes we get dragged into the idea that the football must be beautiful in order for us to win. And I feel countries, nations, clubs that get caught in that are clubs that haven't won anything in a very long time. Are countries that haven't won anything in a very long time. And the reason why we stick to that is that is where our pride has been. I can guarantee you now, if Bafana Bafana had won a few AFCONs in our lifetime, let's say 3 or 4, I don't think the style of football would be our focus. And I think it's a crutch for us to lean on. Chiefs went trophyless for a very long time. We're now, 8 years trophyless. We're still sticking to this idea. Yet, when you look at our best football or our best results football in the last 10, 15 years, you'll see that it's been the ugly football. Baxter wasn't the favorite person, right? Middendorp wasn't the favorite person. Gavin got us to a quarterfinal in CAF Champions League, which hadn't been done. And still, we weren't like over the moon with it, if I can put it like that. Some still put others one ahead of a lot of the coaches. So I think it's a trauma response where we go, you know what, guys? Tina, I always use this example. I'm an Arsenal fan. Arsenal fans, we learned how to love certain things. Oh, I love beautiful football. Oh, I'd rather die than play beautiful football. In fact, I mean, fully Champions League if it's not beautiful. Again, losing teams tend to do that because you haven't won anything and you have to find your identity somewhere else. But now we're looking at a 4-0 win by Bafana Bafana. A 4-0 win. When last did we see Bafana Bafana win by more than 2 goals, 3 goals? When last? When last did we see them score 3 or 4 goals? And your coach comes out and tells you that, guys, I told the boys, Guti, imnandi lentoni yenzayo, but we need to cut some things out of it in order to be effective. At tournaments, it's about being effective. We were very beautiful against Mali. So beautiful first half versus Mali. But where did that get us? And my prevailing theory as the last point is that, for me, I believe that you have to win first so that you can get the taste of winning, so that we can have, let's say, an AFCON in our hands. And once you have the taste of winning, then you build the beautiful football on top of it, because now you've got a standard. Once you've got a standard, that's where you build from. So it's not beautiful football for the sake of beauty. I think as South Africans, we're asking for beautiful football for the sake of beautiful football. But if we were to win first, you see, Abo Pizzo had to win first. Then it became beautiful and even more beautiful in the gets to Rulani, where Rulani gets to do incredible things and try all of these different things. But win first so that we know that we're building off of a solid base. I feel like when we just start saying beautiful football even after 4-0 wins. It might be needed versus Namibia. The other way might not have worked versus Namibia. The fact that our coach adapted and changed and brought us a winning tactic has to be commended, because I for one, was looking at Hugo Broos and saying, guys, Dalile kahle versus Imali first half. It was great. It was combined, right? But we didn't score the goals. Second half, Mali did something different. We couldn't adapt and change because we have this football of ours in our head that when something changes, adapt. I, for one, am very, 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 very happy. I'm very happy that we have more than one way to skin a cat. That means when we play against Tunisia, masibona ukuthi ibhola lethu is not playing well. I know now that they can switch and do something different. That's what I'm most happy about, to be honest with you. That's what I'm most happy about. Agent Rolani ball is beautiful because we're winning. If he loses, there's nothing beautiful. No, I understand, but listen to what I'm saying. Pizzo had to save a relegation team and play idly, and then win the following year, and win the next few years, so that when Mangoba and Rulani came in, you can't be this experimental at Chiefs, for example. You can't be this experimental as these other teams are. Why? Because you are the first one in. So the way I view Hugo Broos is, Hugo Broos has to be the first one in. Guys, I'm teaching the country how to win. Once the country knows how to win, the next guys who come after me can have a little bit more leeway to be able to build upon what we've done and maybe go back, because the standard is now higher. So now when you're at Sundowns, beautiful football means winning football. So when Rulani wants to do his things, he understands that my standard is winning. Steve Compella walking into Morocco Swallows trying to play beautiful football. What's the standard? Where does he go? How does he play? What does he measure it against? You get me? But anyway, I don't want to go too long. Let me let in the next panel. Let's see. I just want to see what's going on. Sorry guys, there's just something happening here on my side. Okay. And then last guest. Apologies, guys. We just slowed down this side. Okay, gotcha. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
You're just a little bit low there. Gotcha. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
There's an echo somewhere. I'll try to be louder because I think there's something wrong with my phone, Gangan.
Okay. My brother, I want to ask quickly for your general thoughts. And then secondly, did you enjoy the Percy Zwani Mudiba line on the left-hand side? And then also the Morena Mudau on the right-hand side? Do you think that those changes were good changes and something we could take forward?
The one on the right-hand side, I enjoyed it a lot because we had more speed. We had more speed than the first game. And that's always going to give people problems, especially countries like Tunisia, Morocco, all the North African countries. They're going to have problem with the speed to Cameroon. On the left-hand side, the great thing about it was how intricate we can make those passes and how we can turn those passes on the left-hand side to generate spaces, pockets of space on the attacking areas. So I enjoyed both those, and I think there are solutions. And the fact that they know each other very well, and they find a coach who's gonna want something different from them. It makes it work faster than having players that are not sure where to be. Yeah.
Okay. And then your thoughts on the game?
I enjoyed the game. I was surprised a little bit. I was surprised how direct they are with most of the things they're doing. But it was a refreshing surprise. This intricate passing Jalo that we want, it gives the other team enough time to close up spaces, and at this high level, we can't exploit those spaces. We can't open up those spaces so easily because these players play in Europe. They don't make mistake. Yeah, well, when it comes to the spaces, especially in dangerous areas. So they did a good job. They did a good job. I'm happy with the amount of chances we had. I'm happy with the type of chances we had. If you look at those type of chances, they were clear. It was clear. It was boom, 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 fast goal. Boom, boom, fast goal. Direct from the back, from the deep midfield, straight forward. That's what we want. And we're going to dismantle a lot of defense if we continue doing that.
Okay. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm okay, man. I'm happy, man. We're going for goals, man. Bafana Bafana. I'm happy. Tell me, 2 questions for you. Firstly, your general thoughts for the game that we watched last night. And then secondly, are you enjoying Paisley Mudiba Zwane on the left-hand side, Mudiba Morena Mdao on the other side? Should we continue with this setup?
Let me start with my general thought of the game last night. I think we played very well. I hear a lot of people are complaining about the style of football that we played, but let's be honest, we needed a win yesterday. We were not going to take anything less than that as South African fans. So let's just leave it at that. Let's continue winning games. I think that is going to help us. I was just worried the way we were, sort of easily giving out the ball. That is too dangerous, especially if you're facing teams like, if you're still going to face some teams of Tunisia, and possibly if we're going to go to the knockout stages, we can't be giving the ball out like that, away like that. So I was a bit worried because we gave a lot away. The only difference is that we were able to take majority of our chances. That actually, helped us yesterday. We were able to take the chances that we got, and it resulted in 4 goals. So, kudos to the national team. Let's be honest. We played very well. Let's forget about beautiful football. It hasn't given us anything in any team in South Africa. Let's just remember that beautiful football doesn't even bring any trophies. Like you said, Arsenal is playing it's been playing good football for ages.
For 20 years.
But you get what I'm trying to say. And they've been struggling to win the league. And, we always wonder what seems to be wrong. So let's be happy for Bafana. For me, I'm happy. It doesn't matter. Now, in terms of the left and, right combinations, there's this left-hand side. I always feel like Umudiba is not being used to, I don't know which word to use, but to his full potential. At Sundowns, when they wanted to kill teams, when they wanted to kill the North Africans, they would make sure that they change him from the left-hand side and put him in the middle because he's so comfortable with the ball, that boy. He's so comfortable with the ball. He can do a lot of things. So I wish we can try Terence Mashiko at the left and just push Umudiba in the middle. I'm telling you, the combinations are going to come there. That's where I feel we need to, sort of try something new. On the right side, Yabo Morena, it's perfect. On the right side for me, it's perfect for me. Pulu, please sit on the bench. You'll come maybe when we need you. For now, we are okay. Let's play the balls that have been playing yesterday. It showed to be working for us. So I'm honestly happy. I'm not gonna lie. Just Mudiba. He's just being used as a left back, and I feel like there's more to offer, man, from that point. He's got more to offer for us. Yeah.
Okay. Theo, how are you, my brother?
Hey, how are you?
So grand today. So grand. Fella, hey, last night the Kambi boys, you want to make a shell. What's going on?
Hey, like I'm going to South Africa, so I learned that yesterday. But yeah, man.
Tell me,
let
Theo.
me treat you independent.
I've got 2 questions. What are your general thoughts for yesterday? And then secondly, Mudiba paste is one in one line. Morena Budau in one line on the other side. What did you think of that tactical change?
First and foremost, OT, let me greet you at the previous panel, the current panel, the guys in the comment section. Guys, please continue tapping the screen. I guess shiny 20K or 30 namuhla, please, Bafet. Okay, going back to your question, Mr. OT. I was surprised, first of all, guys. Let's be honest. Let me just send a quick shout out to my leader here, Julius Malema or Junior Kanye to agent here. You know, when he said you know, having Umudu Murena in the squad, I remember I was one of those people who was advocating against that. But I mean, you know, I love what you just said now. Good see, we need to have different dimensions to win games. Another thing, guys, we are not playing a league. In a league, you can look at Man City. They're playing beautiful football. They are winning games. But I'm saying in a cup, you need to be very, very vicious. Yeah, but look at I've been watching these games even these past few days, guys. You look at Morocco. I've never seen a player, the team that plays Taka so far. I'm seeing high balls. They are winning. So for me, I think the game overall yesterday was very, very, very good. We had a very good first half. Shaky second half, but yeah, we were able to stabilize the game by putting in Marcel go finish it off. I'm worried though about Uban Mukwena. You know, I think Mukwena is not being used to his strength because of Usitole. You know, Mukwena guys takes beautiful shots out of the box. He's a threat if he's well released. But playing with a guy like Usitole, I think that kind of restrains him. And then with regards to Indaba Gatau no Zwan on the side, but I think Bruce yesterday, guys, and I know Abu Putikutubano agent won't agree with this, but I think he learned a lesson there. You know, if you remember that game, Mali, we were one-dimensional and we failed. Like, it was so terrible to watch, bringing in subs who are doing the very same thing. But yesterday, overflooding a certain side and putting pressure on the number 2 in Namibia was our strength. That's why Ohana Moop kept on making mistakes because he wanted to go up so that he can create chances for them. But him going up, he released Umurena, yesterday he was a triple cow. Cow deck cow solo. But nonetheless, man, I think we had a very great game. One thing also, Mr. Uchi, that I think we must not rush, guys. Guys, it's a second game. This game, Mesiagu, it's a win-win situation. So unless our boys have a mindset that they had yesterday, and unless the coach as well decides to say, you know what, if nangabe bo OT mabakhuluma lapha kule show yabo overthinking football, but you need to have a bomb squad. This is the time. You understand? You look at about Algeria, guys. If you watch Algeria, for them to bring in Slimani, they were showing Guti they wanted to win that game, even though they drew it. I think if you can adapt that mentality, we are in a cup game. Let's play every game as if it's a cup final. Then singafika kuma-quarters, but guys, asibe honest, angesifike ekudeni. But nje sengiyangifuna ukukhuluma lo. But what I'm saying is, but we
celebrate
need to face reality. Come on. Like, I love, I think I forgot, I think I put to someone, he mentioned, I forgot, I didn't see Uban in the previous panel, who said, if you had Omesimo in those crosses that those guys were bringing yesterday, Bafana Bafana guys, let's be honest, in my high balls, we struggle. High balls are our weakness. So if you have a striker like Abu Slimani, you know that Moroccan striker, no man jebega missed Morocco, they're gonna bury us. So unless we are able to deal with those things, and we are also able to do what we were doing yesterday, and I think I love the dummy that the coach played, the mindset of Ping Pesitao on the left and then Umurena on the right, because I think it scared the opponents because they thought we were gonna bring in crosses for Mahopa and we're gonna do our cutbacks, and it worked for us. To be honest with you, OT, if we can learn and not be presumptuous in each and every game, abanye bethu guys, I good South Africa sithanda mfethu. I remember Uxole said this in the group, ukuthi people think we angry at South Africa when they lose. We saying Bruce feel. No, it's because we see mistakes that can be corrected. You watched that game yesterday, everything was spot on. He killed the game. the Masapsate Mangena, they slowed down the tempo, they made Namibia to not function, you understand? And scoring as early as possible is what is needed. So going forward, if you can do that, finals yeah.
Okay. Velile Mtakababa, welcome to the show. How are you? Hi, man. As the Makorwe for man, you has getting 3 points. Everything is okay the next day, but very like Charlie, two things. What are your general thoughts? Ngale came Zolo, and then secondly, he changed tactics. Pesitau, Zwane, Mudiba on the same side. Gumanimbunda on the other side. How do you feel about that switch?
Oh yeah, first of all, let me greet everyone who's on the panel. Now bonke abafowethu nalabaseceleni lapha. Secondly, I would just like to take this opportunity and thank all the South African who had the spirit of 1976 by making sure telling uBruce ukuthi uThemba Zwane kumele abe sesquadini. Since I experienced coach bengangakuboni lokho, it took us South African to toy and make sure ukuthi umshishi is included in the national team. It took us South African to toy and make sure ukuthi uMudawu is in that team, is in a space kanyiko Mobi. It took us South Africans again to toy to make sure ukuthi abotebo basesquadini. So I would like to take this opportunity and thank all the South African football fraternity and the fans who made sure good they stand behind their team and fights for what's right for South African team as a South African. And we know very good Hugo Broos, he's got a certain way of playing, and yambona izolo swinile kodwa angathi akajabulanga nangendlela edlala ngayo. So but it's fine. So ithathe 3 point since vele kukufanele is one of those things. The tactics that he has used, the only different bekuyo vele I've said yesterday ekamkwena, which ekamurena, I mean, which was a master stroke in terms of, because the reason why I figured that switch, as I've said, was because in Namibia we knew it was going to come on the left hand side with Uhanemap Banohoto. So if there was no way, that's why you see most of the left hand side was overloaded because they rely on it vele. It's pizza no Hoto on that side. So vele it was bound good that on that side kube vele technically you are spot on that side. Also futhi defensively bakhona kakekani, hey, kuncede kakhulu bafowethu. Yo nkosi yami, dala phela soqulu wasiphuza lo muntu lo, kodwa kudala sisho vele ukuthi is not one of our best players. We know the best defense abamshiyile who was supposed to play along Umvala. I don't know ukuthi Bruce doesn't know ukuthi Rivaldo, he started playing for national team at the age of 17. Seems like he doesn't know. He's not aware. Umthatha kancane. He thinks over that's our best defender and who was going to play along with Umvala, and a person who also understands his sundown system of playing from the back. He is also comfortable with the ball in his feet. But on the Modiba side, I would also like to support Uprakoja there. We've seen the best of Modiba lately with Sundowns, including this season, whereby he was playing as a midfield, coming in also drifting as a wing, but in most cases coming inside. I think playing as a wing, left wing, he'll give us more option than what he's giving us currently now as a left back. Striker. I think only pass and because he doesn't take the advantage against next when he comes in naye uvele afike ukugcina, and I've got a problem with a person who's playing for a national team who cannot trap the ball. I've got a problem with Mapupa who sometimes fail, and he loses the balls in crucial stages whereby see attacker, and for him not to be able to trap the ball, it nearly even cost us yesterday when he's done that. He has done that while when his game Pirates against Supersport, whereby he failed to trap a simple pass from Uloch, and then they took a counter attack. It was a goal. it was a goal for a super sport. And even yesterday he has done that. We are counter attack. It was 3-2. Ball, a simple trap the ball and look forward. But what can he say? Because that's the strikers as prefer Hugo Broos. So yeah. But listen, ningathi asijabulanga siyajabula masiwinile. I'm one of those guys who's happy makawinile, but we know ukuthi we haven't played our best football yet. We know ukuthi some of the players that were there, we have left some of our best players behind, the selection of which most of us were not even happy, except U-H and Nabutu Kuzo Pen. That's the only South African I had them, but Chabli Langale scheme. That's the only two. So, but yeah, we will take them. But in Namibia, they are not, because if we say look Chabula and focus on the game yesterday is all. If we had a stronger side, surely they would have scored, because we were there also for a taking on 3 to 4 occasions, of which Namibia should have scored. Actually, they should have even scored like the first before us. But luck was on our side. They couldn't capitalize, but now we capitalized on the chances what we had. But now we are asking the losing as Funugubagula, asking ngempela.
Mara sometimes he lucky man, but it's fine. Let me go to Spupela. Spupela, welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
What's up?
I know Akeras man ruin. That's all I care about. Tell me, what are your general thoughts about Kenya Mawani and then Pesi Zwani Mudiba? One side, Morena Mudawa, other side. How did you feel about those tactics?
So far, responding again, and then that's what we should focus on and say, okay, these are the combinations still for finally nil win on their back, and then Arboning way forward to Jorging Jorgaisa. But Formula Spanish, it's a horror not playing football. Okay, I understand. This is not saying so it's panelang, right? Panisha, we go to the knockout stages. If Rivita will finally, and then Ritabu go throwing board Lucas, let's play good football, let's ball.
Okay, I think that network.
Recano tactically prepared.
Current network Hana. So Pela, I'm gonna take you off. Just try come back on Kawane. That network man was having a little bit of a problem there. He was still catching up. Well, look, I'll just jump in quickly, guys. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that I'll just jump in quickly. For me, what I enjoyed the most about yesterday is that you see how football can have different answers. I thought that to cover Mudiba and allow Mudiba more space and freedom, you bring in Grant Kekana, maybe you leave Utkulu, maybe bring Nuspisi. You have a back three that allows Umudawu to go forward on the right-hand side and allows Umudiba to be able to cut in on the left-hand side and become an extra man in midfield, right? Bruce looked at it and thought, you know what, Mudiba, Mudawu, there's no need for you to go up. There's no need for you to go up. Be a little bit disciplined. I'm going to bring in Morena. Morena is going to be a more traditional winger on the right-hand side, which created problems because he had a natural width, but also that ability to cut balls back into the box, which was incredible. But then on the left-hand side, instead of going, we're going to shield Umudiba by an expert defender, they went, no, let's dare Namibia to go up the right-hand side, because the moment we win it back, you're going to be facing Mudiba, Zwane, and Percy all on the same side. And whoever your right back is going to have a very, very long day. And that sort of subdued that right-hand side. So I love that, again, these are different answers for similar questions, and we got to see it yesterday. So I particularly enjoyed that thing in the game. Let me go back to Ngocha. Ngocha, I wanna ask you the same question that I asked the previous panel. Ugly football. Are we going to ever accept quote unquote ugly football? Not to say that yesterday or last night was ugly, but we saw how us as South Africans were complaining a lot about the game and how we played, even though at the end of the day it was a clean sheet and 4 goals scored.
Ugly football is, I mean, for me, is what we had to rely on for the last 20 to 50 or 30 years, because all our great players and our great coaches have not yielded so much success for Bafana. They have not shown us so much success in the league in terms of Africa and conquering Africa. So we had to play in a manner that gets us scoring goals. In South Africa, Futhi, we have got a big crisis that's been going on for a long time. We haven't had strikers. We haven't had strikers for a long period of time who are consistent, scoring 13 to 15 or 18 goals per season. We don't have that going on. And the only way to get strikers playing is getting the ball to the strikers in time, in the right position. And almost all the teams in the PSL are failing that. So ugly football that we're claiming that we don't want is the best option for us to win, because we want to win. We want to be taken serious in Africa. We want to be taken serious for football. That's not going to happen if you keep on shoe shining, because that can work with Al Ahly, but with these international players that play in England, in Spain, in other places in Europe, they're very highly technical. They will just simmer that thing very fast.
Okay.
So we need direct football that some can say it's ugly, but as long as it's efficient enough to get us goals, to get us wins, that's what we want.
Okay. Let me bring him 4-0, 4 goals scored, a clean sheet. Was it risky? Probably, but it was effective. Are we as South Africans, will we come to a place where we're able to accept these type of wins as good wins as well?
Yeah, I mean, like winning 4-0, it's a very convincing win, especially because we were able to stop them from scoring. So it really says a lot about our preparation for that game. So that's why I keep on emphasizing that we don't even need to describe it as ugly football. It's not ugly football. Sometimes I feel like it depends with the team that you are playing on the day. You just have to be dynamic at some point. You're playing Namibia that moves the ball quicker forward. So when are you going to get the time to even play that shoe shine? You get what I'm trying to say. But if you were playing in Morocco, or for an example, what is this team? Senegal, who they've got the biggest players in the AFCON. And who are playing in the biggest leagues as well. That's where you try and connect these connections and passes in the middle from the back line and so forth to try and create something. But that's why I'm saying you have to be dynamic. Sometimes you'll play like yesterday because you're trying to score goals, or sometimes you'll hold on more to the ball to try and create something from the back to the midfield up until you get something for yourself. So it depends with the team that you play. That's why I'm saying I don't get it when we keep on describing it as ugly football. I'm saying the game was different yesterday. We had to come up with a different tactic to win, and it worked because we won 4-0. They didn't even have to. I mean, they didn't even score. So that's why I'm emphasizing that it was not ugly football. It was just something different yesterday that provided us with the results that we're looking for.
Do you think that on a larger scale, let's say in the PSL, you could get coaches that play that type of football, maybe not that appealing to South African eyes, and they'll be respected?
If you win games and win cups, that's what's important. I mean, like, is Rulani playing beautiful football lately? let's agree, it's not as beautiful as it was in few seasons ago. He's trying to make sure that he gets the win. So you get respected by winning games and winning trophies. So obviously, any person is going to respect a coach that brought trophies in any team. So I feel like we're going to adapt, honestly, because this thing, yabo Philly games. I mean, like let's leave it there. That thing is useless. Let's be honest. It's just to entertain fans, the crowd. But if you wanna win trophies and win leagues, come on, man. We don't need to be doing all that. We need to score goals and win games.
Okay. Let me bring in Theo. Theo, beautiful foot. This conversation where we say beautiful football. Will South Africans, will we ever appreciate these type of games? Because namanje, we are 50-50 when we talk about these things. And Mama helicopter, Magdalamo Kevin Hunt, we say that they're not beautiful, man. We don't like this style of play. Will we ever come around to appreciating a different way of playing football?
First and foremost, Mr. Otsi, I saw the coach, my Bizolo. I'd be quite delayed. And I know a lot of people are not gonna agree, but it's fine. Go and watch that video. You'll see he was not happy. You know, first and foremost. That means it's not his ideal style of play. But if you go and check how SuperSport beaten Chiefs, kwaphuma nje ibhola eliyi-1 liya phezulu. Lagena eboxini, yaphela igame, kwaba 1-0. The game was finished just from that chance. I think it goes back to the topic that we also spoke about on Friday. Are we forced to adapt this style as a Europe? I think I didn't check it that much until I watched that game as well. You know, you look at Abo Barcelona, guys. The Barcelona, then they are manja funny. In Madrid, then they are manja funny. In Madrid back then, when they had Ronaldo and Benzema, Ozil on the left, and on the right, ebe was Shama long polo team. Shama nyama long poli. Uzumanga, Gutaibo, Nita, Nina Ramos play the ball because they knew about Ramos, they were sluggish at the back. They just kick the ball forward. Ronaldo gets the ball, goes to the cross, to the corner. We have Angena. He takes a shot. It's a goal. Also, I think it's also barbaric of us. Now I'm including myself in that one. Umidindop, I think we are unfair to him. I was unfair on him, Umazinho. Reason being, I mean, I think like we're given a fictional mindset. When we hear guys like Steve Compella saying, you know, we need to adapt, we need to catch on. And you go and check the Swallows, see, they are catching on by firing 22 players by losing every game that they've played because of what? Trying to play beautiful football, starting the ball from the back, which is a big problem for us as South Africans. It's a very terrible thing, OT. The only thing that I think they've kind of like mastered it, it's just Galaxy in the Sundowns. I think they are trying to like Seguba no Mabadala, but even Pirates included. If Nda is not there, so imagine now you are going to the big stage, which is AFCON. We have not played Senegal, guys. We have not played Abo Egypt yet. Guys that know how to press. You understand? We have not played teams that will leave 3 players up front and say, you don't come back. You guys stay in the middle. So if you have, I know, players hey, they are comfortable on the ball. If you have guys that like are so quick, like that, you watch the guys from Egypt, they know how to force you to make mistakes. They know how to pressure you so that you can make mistakes. So, I mean, I don't have a problem. And I have a question that I asked. Name a team in the AFCON right now that played beautiful football. Name a team that started the ball from the back, la hamba, la esiswini, la yagu wing, la buya pakat kwangeni goal. It's only us yesterday. Through that opportunity, Murena Magashali cut back, but Nakona, it was not like like it was just transitional play, you understand? So I feel like Tina, we are confusing in Europe fast. That's why it seems as if it's tiki-taka, no, it's quick. Like they do transitional play so quick to a point where Arsenal will start the ball lang mover. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, Segu Martinelli, all of a sudden, Martinelli and Jesus Jesus scores. You understand? And then you're like, wow, it's beautiful. No, it's the quickness that they move the ball. But when Arsenal Masek better, OT, I watch Arsenal, I'm not a fan of Arsenal. I will tell you, Arsenal Masek better. Ulbonal Ndiza. Like it always flies. I watched that game when they were chasing a game. It flies. Liverpool is the worst. Sasha Imen sitting Usala Lekolal Koras that Man City last season where we won 1-0. It was an aeroplane football. Sugaku Alisin straight up. Salah went on transition, boom, he scored. No one said it was aeroplane football. I think for us, we are confusing win a game or how you win a game with the mindset that you need to play a certain type of football. I'm not saying go to the field and say I'm going to kick the ball forward. I'm saying have a plan. If your plan is not working, OT, why do you have Mahopa if you're not going to give the Mapola Pezul? What correct? Chiefs, but good Chiefs, Umahopa was scoring a Kanda Gumbaroka from a long time ago. He was dangerous Nikanda, but sadly you go to Pirates is not being used. You go to Bafana Bafana, Angazi Mbona naturally cross. So I think those elements need to be upgraded. And we need to understand, guys, if you're not gonna use your strikers or your players into their advantages over Nenking, that's why I'm saying aeroplane football, there's nothing wrong about it. If Nangabu Nenking, Hambochela, go and take his hand down. When they played against TS Galaxy, Beldiza OT. Full stop. Leandiza Masek.
Okay. Belile. I mean, I'm Kulma now. I'm Kulma now because you have a fond memory of old football. And mina Kumbula EPSL Yaktala, where Chiefs played away, Paris played away, Sundowns played away, Mauya Celtic they played away, Mauya Black Leopards Chando they played a different way, Mauya La Kalitatulo, Mauya Ngale. There were lots of different ways to play. Manje, when we speak about this beautiful game, beautiful football that we want to watch, as South Africans, man, are we gonna appreciate Leon Togute? Yes, sometimes you have to change the way you play to win.
Remember Bafana Masasho ukuthi a good national team at sometimes mina national team ngeke criticize kakhulu in terms of like the style of play because you uthola a minimum chance just to get the player and prepare them for any match also actually including the tournaments like this. Because now if you are Hugo Broos, up until we find out maybe only play probably 8 match if I'm not mistaken, and then you have won the tournament regardless of whether how did you play. But you also see the only thing that we will only complain about Gakulu is maybe the type of players that the coach has selected. Yena ngasho mhlambe ama-player waselected afitha isystem yakhe le afuna ukuyidlala whether helicopter or playing ugly or what. Maybe that's why some of us we are so dissatisfactory about it. We think maybe it's a negative way of playing football or a boring way. That's why. But when it comes to teams, we know different teams have got a different style of play, and also even Nati as supporters, we've got expectations. Our team what type of football, which is manje. Most of the people here they will disagree. Right, that's not going on, but they know when it comes to their team, they will tell you that football must be entertaining. They will tell you aside stadium we're not going to the same, so we in the Sibuela Sia we go to London. Umazinho uqoshwe pressure of the supporters. It's the pressure supporters we say we Chiefs was playing ugly football. We've also done that now. After winning the league, some London say Chimis, some Kichimis, but we win the league, the top 8. We've also done that to Roy Barreto. We've expelled him. I got to 30 league, but no, this type of football, we have. And those people live in Namai, we are still embracing Costa Papic and say, you played a beautiful, but I win. So it depends on Hey,
I get to see that going home. I happy from land.
Yes, I know. If you're a kid and I little bully I won't and I forgot on my initial speech, I forgot even to thank you, Minister Zikota. And I who carried the change women advised Bafana Bafana to play tiki-tak. So yeah.
Bruce what time? One more than from the video in the background. Good time. Oh, cool man, lo muntu kahle kahle.
akakwatile uvusa akayifunda kwetikitaka lana ndaba. Yeah, so injalo mntana. That's why ngithi mina when it comes to i-national team vele sizokwamukela nje ukuthi wena idlala kanjani as long as ama-results akhona. Even though we are going to differ with opinion when it comes to players that are selected. But in terms of playing, especially tournament, it's about just winning and getting those goals. You play 4 or 5 games, you win the tournament, you come back. And then we're going to judge you, must be kind of in terms of qualifying, man, when it comes to qualifying World Cup and moving forward and see what level was because we know what on the previous qualification was pause because those qualification World Cup spot was there for a taking, but with stubbornness, Hugo Broos not selecting the right players footy was cost. But we will see. Mina, when it comes to national team, anginandaba udlala as long as he winning. But my team, like ngizomela ngiyoyibukela each and every weekend and pay my money. I know kumele ngijabule hayi kabi bafowethu ami typical South African football support.
Hi, mina ngizojabula bangiphethe trophy, but maybe it's because the team yami is in a certain situation. But it's fine.
Yes, I get sometimes with the system nebhola it depends ngeteam odlala nayo futhi ukuthi yona idlala kanjani. Because ezinye you will see ukuthi hey, this one I cannot match them pound for pound if I have to be physical and try to play 1-2 and tiki-taka. The only thing that will work for me good makhupa hlala lapha yana hey mukwena malwin once walwina ku middle field okusolo good 1-2 phakathi because you see with their strength sakho nesaba asifani they are more dangerous when it comes bona physical njengese indlesidlile imali. Did you see we couldn't match them when it comes to physicality? That's why second half they just muzzled us. But if uzothola laba nge-Namibia labo we know abadlala ekhaya we can match them pound for pound nabo that's why we demolished them yesterday.
All I'll say, Velilo, all I'll say is that I don't know about others, Mara. Some of my happiest memories as a fan of a certain team came when Kenny Nimak was killing balls ngentloko. Dlalwa ibhola elisnacks, but it's fine. Maybe it's just me who sees that.
Nakini wafika wenza kanjalo musa.
That's why ngithi ngikhumbula uKenny Nimak mina bamcrossela amabhola, but otherwise I don't know. Ngoja, I want to ask you these performances from Bafana Bafana. So from before the tournament started to now, has your prediction of where Bafana Bafana is going to finish changed?
I mean, it hasn't. I always had belief. I've told you many times, Wote, let the man cook. Let the man build up his squad. Let's support him instead of criticizing him. Ngoba he had to choose for the tournament. One of the players that are not there, they haven't been tested. Wote, what different abilities do they have? Tournament. So when we want to play different type of football, he has the ammunition in the players that he has. So he chose Umokhopo. You can see what the man wants a tall target man who's gonna flick the ball to opposite tower, hold the ball for the other players. That's what he wants. So Umaye would have not been the right player if he was put in that position because he doesn't play like that.
Okay.
So it's basically on just the tactics that the coach wants and how he wants to play. That's why he chose the players he has. So I know this coach understands Uti. AFCON is a very dangerous competition. It does not go with reputation, doesn't go with the type of players you have. You have to be there on the day. We're seeing upsets every single day. If you are betting money on these games, you would have lost a lot of money already. The coach understands that, and he wants the players to also play with that mindset, knowing Guti, if you don't play well for 30 minutes during a game, you're gonna go home.
Okay. Let me go to Theo. From the beginning of the tournament, when it started, before my game to now, has your mind changed near Bafana Bafana at all?
First and foremost, let me correct my brother Goja. But mina ngiphetshele over 2.5 ngibovuka nje ngaphiki nabantu ababhejayo thina ama-Panthers sibhejeli ukuthi zowina yena sinaso leso sikhathi yabo kwi-Magic Ivory Coast ngihleka ngedwa nje but akunandaba ukuthi yawina yadliwa nethi amagoli kuphela.
Hey, Mara.
Yeah, for me, OT man, I should okay, because something Panita as well. I it has slightly changed with just one position. Like I said, they were gonna only finish in last 16, but now I see them getting into top 8 and they're gonna lose good top 80 because I mean, guys, I'm not gonna come here and be able to agent. I will tell you as it is, guys. We need more. Like Chambers was I said it to even in the group, Mr. Oti, in the WhatsApp group. I said Chambers was very great as well. Where was he last week? Yeah, well, that was the question. Where was he last week? Because if you play against a team like Mali, man, guys, okay, I know people are gonna say I'm being, like guys, man. I can count you 3 or 4 players South Africa, Namibia. But if you're gonna go and play against Mali, those guys are abroad. They are playing with players that like we do not even have Lomfana Lo Mailula. Yo mara oti mara zingisakhala ngalomfana. Hey, but anyways, I think truly you need a Mailula in a game like the game in Tunisia. You need Mayo. You need Mayo in game in Tunisia because you need someone who's gonna force them to make mistakes. Bamkape, batola ma yellow card, batola ma red card, batola ma penalty, because that's how they play. If you have a false nine lapa, you at Umahopa, Mnangizungo to Mahopa, Guta Trepi, one bon Mahopa, no tia Trepi Pola, I hold the Pola. When a holder good netolo. Mahopa is busy running there like a headless chicken, but it's fine. I see. But for me, OT, it's simple. We're gonna go to the top 8. We're gonna draw a win against the Tunisia. That one I'm sure. I think Hugo Broos is gonna do his study very well. Angaqalisa ulipasa or amfaka ulipasa maybe exacerbate 30 minutes, and Lipasa I think will force them to make mistakes at the back, and then a lot will happen. But one thing for sure, ku top 8 siyaphuma. Because I promise you, there's no way you're gonna beat Mali again. There's no way you're gonna beat Mickey. I put the Guinea because yeah, now I shy Ivory Coast. It's in a sky, I shy Ivory Coast, but it's fine. I Senegal, Morocco. I hear people saying Morocco. Guys, have you watched Morocco? It's in a Patsina, but anyways, it's fine. Yeah, top 8 it's right in top 8. Celebrate guys, must fake top 8 pen. Then upruza hambe.
Nazo ngazile, but it's fine, Mara. Ngazile. Pio, uzamile ukhuluma kahle, uzamile kuba a little bit different part.
Wena kancane uyavela wena. Wena kancane wena uyavela. Uyavela.
Ngiyakuzwa bekahle, it's changed a little. It's fine, Mara guys.
I wanted to say, OT, is he woke up too late, OT. This is what he was supposed to be doing, even Nagma qualifiers. Force things to happen. But if we get late, I hope Belis Bampagele, so that would be a right guy.
Okay. Guys, look. I think there's a balance of things here. On the one hand, you can look at it and say Bafana Bafana has done well these past 2 years under Hugo Broos. They've done well. You can't take that away from them. Having qualified for AFCON, having done all these things, they've done well. On the other hand, you may come in and say maybe you want a little bit different from them. 2 things can be true, but guys, 4-0 is a win, guys. 4-0 is a win, guys. Can we just be happy? Sometimes you must just take your happiness. Whether you'll be sad for the rest of this tournament if, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. Just take the happiness, man, guys. We haven't been happy about Bafana Bafana in a very long time. So in these moments, guys, be happy. You could be Ivory Coast. You could be the hosts and have lost 4-0 and possibly be going home, even though you're at home, right? So I think I'm glad. And again, I'm going to say I'm very glad that we have a plan B. I'm very glad that we can do something different. I'm very glad that we can come in and have a different outlook on a game. I'm very glad that you can come into a game where you smell blood. A lot of you are saying, hey, Namibia. We're the same people who are complaining when we couldn't beat Swaziland. So now we can't complain if we believe Namibia is a weak team, Bafana Bafana comes in and beats them 4. Whether it's by the most incredible football that you've ever seen in your life, or whether it's by Mansell Chaisa, Langena 4-0, Namibia was unlucky. It's 4-0. So we have to, man. Can we please also just be happy, man, just for once when we see these things. Now, does my outlook change about Bafana Bafana? I don't know. I still think that we're going to crash out in the last 16, but I am open to being surprised by Hugo Broos and his squad. And I think more than anything, what I want to see for the rest of this tournament is the sense of urgency. And I want to see, well, the sense of urgency they played with last night, the sense of the ruthlessness they played with last night, the directness they played. I enjoyed that because that's what we were lacking. When you watch the other AFCON games, there's a point where people turn on and switch on a switch and they go, we need to go win this game, or we need to go get a result at the tournament. And you start seeing teams that you never thought would do anything. You never thought Equatorial Guinea would beat the hosts, Ivory Coast 4-0. You never thought Equatorial Guinea would be number 1 right now in the group, for example, the group with Nigeria and Ivory Coast. Never thought. But they got to a point where they were like, you know what? Let's do something here. And they played with that urgency. So I'm happy to see that. My trauma tells me that I might be making a mistake being happy with Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana doesn't know what to do with happiness. But I can't deny them happiness just because of previous Bafana Bafana teams. So I'm going to stand out here and say, guys, well done. Let's see if we can carry on. Did I jinx it, Ngocha? Mara agent, good night, man. Good 9 o'clock, agent. I'm closing. Yeah, I'm closing. I'll open with it tomorrow. Because you guys are breadwinners, I'll let you get one sentence. Because you're a breadwinner of overthinking football, you guys that contribute. One sentence.
No, one sentence, eh? No, man, eh? I think now let's mania for Egypt, because I'm doing that calculation, man, eh? So even if you lose against Tunisia, because you know them, those ones, eh? Even if you lose, Ivory Coast is out. We just need 2 teams out. So if Egypt loses or Ghana doesn't win, we are through. It doesn't matter whether we lose against Tunisia. So let's hope that Egypt or Ghana don't win. That's it.
Okay.
Because you need one more team to lose. And that's it, eh? Yeah.
That sounds like a trauma. A trauma response when it comes to Bafana Bafana. You see this thing? I see food left, guys. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you then tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Let's watch another game, and then we can prepare for Wednesday, 7 o'clock versus Tunisia. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to those who commented. Thank you to Tenji for the gifts. Thank you to everybody that's watching on YouTube and on Facebook. We're back on Facebook again. So thank you to everybody. I'll see you guys then tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Please support the content, guys. Please support it. When you come off of this live, if you have not followed, please follow. When you come off this live, I need you to go watch videos, man. Hey, man, they're very amazing. So go check them out. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Bye, guys.